Alright, welcome back Pokemon Go players to another episode of the Purified podcast. Today is April 11th, right? 2021. I am your host, Luis Palacios, with my co-host, Chris.
Hey, how you doing? It's been a crazy day, and I'm surprised we're still alive. No, I'm joking. But yeah, it's been a fun one.
Oh my goodness. I'm tired. There's so many reasons why I'm tired. It's not even funny. I mean, I did wanted to do the podcast anyways. And if you guys don't know, I probably got the podcast ready to go in 15 minutes because I got all the notes ready. I got the things here ready. And then it just started. So we're here once again to talk about Pokemon Go, updates, news, and anything about Pokemon Go because we love the game just as much as you do. Remind ourselves and everybody else that we are part of the Professor Network. Please check us out at professornetwork.com/purifiedpodcast. Wonderful people to work with. I have Chris's camera here. That it's a lot to the right. So
I'm just hiding.
Every time, brother, every time. But yeah, just make sure you check them out. Wonderful people once again. So yeah, that's wonderful time. All right. Before we begin, I do want to say thank you so much to everybody to download our podcast in the podcast feeds or any other podcast services out there. We have reached 2,500 downloads. Another good milestone for ourselves. We love making this podcast. Chris, do you think that you want to keep on going, hit the 1 million at one point?
No, we're out. We're dropping out while we can't. No, I'm joking.
All right, it was a good run. I'll see y'all later.
I honestly wouldn't be surprised if we hit 1 mil very soonish compared to the other two, but we'll see.
Well, I hope that people, if you guys listen to the podcast and podcast feeds and you don't have the time to come to the live stream, of course, just make sure you share it with your friends. You know, if you find us funny or interesting, I guess, I don't know. I mean, I'm still not sure how people still listen to us, you know? So I'm still confused what's going on. But if you guys really love what we're doing here, you know, just share it with everybody else. The more the better. Maybe get 5K before summer. I don't know. You never know with these kind of things, you know. That would be ambitious.
I like goals. I like goals.
I know, right? That will be ambitious. But hey, if you guys can make it happen, trust me, there will probably be something good at the end of the tunnel at that one. Ooh. But either way, thank you so much. And yeah, here's to many more, of course, Chris. Cheers with my water.
Cheers.
So you guys seeing that I'm doing a tornadoes race. So while I finish this raid, how about we shift the gears and talk about the things that we got here last week. And if I sound a little more down, it's because I'm tired, guys. So it has been an interesting day for sure. So Chris, can you tell me the shinies and handles you have gotten?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep out the Snivies from today.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh. Jeez, how long ago did we go? I think it should have been the 4th for the last one.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So it all started out with a shiny Baneri.
Ooh.
Which is kind of cool. I always like Baneri. And this one I was pretty hyped about this. A shiny Wurmple. I had one before, so I have a chance at getting the whole kind of, family in the Pokédex. Trust me, I know I gotta get, 4 or 5 more?
Well, let's see. You need Beautifly and Duskull. You need the 2 Wurmples and Silicune and... what's the other one?
Cascun,
yeah. So, yeah, you need at least... You say you have 2. You need 4 more at least.
Yeah.
You have the 4.
And, yeah, and then, I also have... I was very hyped about this. My first time getting a shiny Chansey, and it has the flower crown. So I was very excited for that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. And then today, during the Calm Day, Pure and I did a raid for a Clink, and I got my 4th shiny Clink. I don't need it, but it's good trade bait. So thank you, I suppose.
Why? Okay. So
And that's it, yeah.
Oh my goodness, dude, that is a nice haul. And when I saw you get the clink, I'm like, oh my goodness, this guy slug.
This guy.
You get clinks as I get shinks. Like, what's going on with that, guys? Like, I don't understand. Though to be told,
I don't want that clink look.
That's what, to be told. I mean, I hatch the shinks, and he just gets the clink. So I don't know, man. I mean, it's kind of like fitting that we were shifting the gears to recap that. So yeah. So well, that's a nice haul there, Chris. As for myself, aside from Community Day, I don't think I have any hundos or any shinies prior to Community Day. I don't know. This last few weeks has been really hard for me to actually go out, for a lot of reasons. But at the same time, it's more like I go home, I go to work, I go home, stream, see if I get a shiny, things like that. You know, maybe my luck actually went to Pokemon Sword and Shield this last week. But either way, it's I don't know. I just haven't actually gotten the hundos or any shinies for that regard. But talking now into Community Day, I did get 3 hundos, which now I have the Family Night hundo. That was actually the last starter out of the 3 you know what starters that I needed hundos. I had Tepic. I also have the line of Tepic ready to go for hundos. I'm just waiting for Community Day. And I have 1 Oshawott hundo, which surprisingly, I had. So I was like, sweet.
Yeah.
That. So that's that. And then the shiny, I did get 20 shinies from Community Day. So that's actually a pretty nice haul. And the last few were Gold Plus. So it's actually pretty fun. I did get the level 1 CP shiny, 10 CP. That's pretty good. No Shandos, unfortunately, but I said it's a pretty nice haul. At least, keep some luck out of it. Chris was popping off with the shinies. How many shinies you got in total?
Dude. Too many.
Too many.
Oh my gosh. If you guys don't know, I have very low storage.
The man keeps all the Pokemon, so it doesn't even matter what it is.
Oh my gosh, it's horrible. But I have 33 shiny Snivies to my name.
Dang.
Yay.
Dang.
I love it.
The man goes in with 160 storage and gets 33 shinies that can't even transfer them.
Too many, man.
Oh
Too
my
many.
God. Dude, I don't know why. I understand why you want to keep that many Pokemons, but there's no point of keeping every single one of them.
Gotta catch them all, not gotta transfer them all. Come on. Give a man a break.
I'll give a break when that storage at least goes 1,000 down. Okay? Like, I want you to see. I dare you to go down to at least 1,500 storage.
Jeez.
Well, okay, no. Okay. Transfer at least...
ripping off a banding.
Transfer at least 1,500 Pokemons. At least that. I'll be satisfied. I'll be even satisfied with 1,000, but I'll give you the benefit of that you can do 1,500 if you
500.
1,500.
I'll see what I can do.
Come on.
I'll see what I can do.
You gotta do it, bro. You gotta do it. Ah, man. But yeah, no, this man's storage is like, I catch 10, I transfer 2. That's basically this. It's like, oh, PvP? Oh, PvP? It's like, okay. I'll keep this size Snivy with PvP IVs. Oh, this is another Snivy with PvP IVs. Okay.
Forever.
The one thing that actually from Community Day that I was actually about, I got rank 1 and rank 2 Ultra Superior here, ready to go. Well, not ready to go, but I gotta get the candies for it. We were having rainy weather on Community Day, so we did not get the boost or the extra large candy boost. Yeah, am I getting invited to another raid? That's crazy. But yeah, it's just one of those things where I'm like, okay, well, I got close to getting all the extra large candies I need. If I would have just gone for another 10 minutes around my house, around my neighborhood, I probably would have been able to get it. But I was really tired. Yeah. I was just like, okay, let me just get this done. Let me go plus the rest, transfer whatever I can, and then be done with it. I mean,
the grass type starters are usually the ones that spawn the most frequently too.
Yeah.
So I wasn't too concerned. I mean, since we got the majority out of the way, I think we're good to go.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah. So it's not a bad thing. I'll probably walk one of them. I'll probably walk one of the Hondos and be ready for it. So, and yeah, of course, triple cash Stardust. I did get a lot of Stardust from doing the catches. I went to I think 4.4 or 4.5, but I'm not entirely sure where you at on Stardust there.
Stardust?
Yeah.
Like how much? How much altogether?
How much altogether? Yeah, because I don't know how much we can count.
I'm sitting at like 2.75, 750,000, I think, right now.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I think I got like 250,000 Stardust today, but I'm not entirely sure. I didn't keep too much track.
I definitely went over 300,000. I can tell you that much. I went over 200,000 because I think I started at 4.17, and then that's because I had to power up Pokemon 10 times. And it went up to 4.4, 4.5. So I think I did get at least up to 3.3 mil or 300,000 Stardust. So that's pretty good.
Okay.
I know people can go ham with it, but my fast caching goes to a limit, unfortunately. So that's for sure.
Especially when the game is a fun one. Sometimes.
Oh, dude. At the end, when we separated at the end of us hanging out together in community today, that game was laggy for me. I don't know. I think it was because of the rain. It's just like it was taking forever for it to update. The one thing I was able to finish before I went home today was the new quest task. So I did all 151 tasks for the new quest.
Ooh.
So
dude, congrats on that.
All I have to do now is just walk. All I have to do is just walk. Welcome back, Paper Cut, for coming around the stream. So yeah, I'll definitely get that eventually. I do have my 50k ready to go for this week anyways, but I will have to walk probably another... I'm at 72, 73, I think, or 74 kilometers walk already, so it's going to take me at least another week or so to get through that if I do what I'm going to be doing every morning from now on, so... Maybe get it before this 2 weeks from now. I'll definitely save it. Hopefully, save it for the podcast.
I was gonna say it shouldn't be too crazy.
Well, if I do 50 this next coming week, I'll be at I don't know how to do math. 70 plus 50, 120 at best. And if I work a little bit more, I'll definitely hit it before in a week and a half if I do enough. So yeah, that's my life. Walking around. Walking around, Pokemon going. That's my life. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, coming today and Shiny Sahandos. I guess we are done with that. Let's recap real quick the Easter event. Well, you already know what you got the shiny on Easter, so...
yeah, what that bundle be?
I didn't really care about Chansey, or... I did care about Bumblebee and Eevee. Like, I wanted my Eevee. There were some spawning in the wild, there were some getting in eggs, and then the other ones were mostly rated anyways, so...
Hold on. What's the hundo for Tornadus?
What's the number you got on it?
1803.
I got 1832.
Yeah, yours is a lot better. Sorry, I don't rate him enough, so I was freaking out.
I was thinking, I was like, hold on, this is way higher than the last one. I got a 98.
Ooh.
Oh my god, imagine getting a Honda right here, right now. That would have been insane.
Easy.
Well, I already have the Honda of the other form anyway, so it's not like I really need it. But, you know, just experience.
It's so funny, though.
I know, right? And then Chris is like, oh, it's like, yeah, what's the Honda? 1802? That's hilarious. But yeah, it's been an interesting event. The Easter event was actually pretty good. There was a lot going through both research, wall spawns, raids. Like, there's really nothing bad about it, aside from probably the last update by the time it ended. And we'll talk about that, those little glitches in the game, plus other things that we may mention soon. Overall, how do you rate this last event?
I would rate it at least a 7.
Okay.
I'd say at highest, though, it's probably like an 8.5. It was somewhere in between there for sure.
The only difference is half distance start or incubators. So it was kind of nice, but you were only getting 2K, so there was nothing else to go through aside from that, or the rocket leaders, of course.
Yeah, I had fun grabbing the 12Ks. I almost never get a full batch, but you can't pass up half distance. You can't.
Plus, half distance plus a lot of stardust from just hatching the eggs. So it was nice addition for sure. But yeah, I want to say I want to rate it the same as you, just a 7, mostly because of the hatches. The one Pokemon that everybody had a holdout out was Happiny with the Flower Crown. Now, if I show it to you here, I still have 1 egg from the event, actually 2, the 1 incubated one.
Ooh.
There is one. Happiny is right there, down there at the bottom right. The rate it was spawning, or the rate it was hatching, it was like at least 1% of the eggs hatching. I got 1. And imagine that you could also get a shiny out of this.
Mm-hmm.
So 1% of the eggs you hatch. On top of that, getting the shiny. What the fudge? Like
shiny Happiny with Flower Crown, the new dino.
Pretty much. If you have one, you basically either win the lottery at that point too. Well, not entirely, but the rate is really low. Like entirely low, worse than Dino at that point. At least I see a Dino every now and then on 12KX.
Yeah.
But
interesting.
That was also the worldwide release of this new view of the X. As we were mentioning, Chris and I were actually talking about it. I had this already since the beginning, since they started doing the testing of it. So any new eggs will actually show what Pokemon you're going to hatch from it, or at least the tiers of Pokemon you're going to hatch from it. It doesn't matter what egg it is, it just has to be a brand new after the update. So it's worldwide now, everybody can see it. And once you clear up your old eggs, you'll see any new eggs that you get. And in all honesty, it's okay, but the tiers are just like abysmal. The 2K eggs, it's like most of the Pokemons we probably want are in the lower tier, but it's like I still don't understand. Like in the 2Ks, you only have 3 egg tier and 4 egg tier. In the 5Ks, you have a 2 egg tier, 3 egg tier, 4 egg, and 5. I don't know. It's like when you get a 12K, you have like a 6 egg tier or something like that. So I don't know what's like the difference between the two or anything like that. Like, we're having just a fun rating here today, aren't we?
It does make you curious. Like, it makes you curious how much of a difference each of the eggs make.
Right, and it's technically just it's basically just saying what can spawn and what doesn't spawn, and in that sense, it's like it's more like the more common tiers are on the top, and then the more uncommon, rare tiers are at the bottom. So
yeah,
that makes sense. I mean, if you look at it that perspective, it makes sense. But I don't understand the reasoning why putting different types of Pokemons in one tier or another. Like, shouldn't it all be the same in some sense? I know some of them are rare than the others, but
I don't think they should all have the same percentage chance. I do think a rarity is necessary.
Mm-hmm.
I think too many people were wanting the Happiny, so obviously people that bought a bunch of incubators felt very left out and, I don't know, very sad and cheated.
I guess
I wasn't that worried about it, though.
I wasn't really either, but it's just interesting how they see it, It's like how they manage their tiers. And then now they tell us it's like, this is a step towards the right direction in some sense. Because everybody always talks about the percentage and how Niantic needs to disclose the rate of how the eggs go. This is a step to the right direction. It's not enough just yet for a lot of players still, because a lot of players are still contemplating what exactly they're supposed to be doing. But
yeah,
it still is a pretty good ability to see what we're going to hatch from here on. And it also affects, event eggs. So it's more of so once you get the event eggs, it actually helps you out later because you know what you're hatching in that sense, And that worked out through the Easter event and into that. So that makes sense, right, Chris?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, cool. All right, well, we ranted on enough about the Easter event. Once again, we're good to go. So let's talk about the research topics. We don't have confirmed news, a lot of confirmed news, but we do have some things that we're going to be talking about. So first and foremost, as the title of this episode, of course, what are we talking about first, Chris?
Rivals Week. Hello?
Yeah, Rivals Week.
We got rivals now?
Well, you and I are rivals. I got another rival in the Discord, so.
So many rivals.
I know, right? Well, the game has always been something about, battling with others anyway, so. This is what Rivals Week is bringing to Pokemon Go. So, Pokemon competitions and plus Tier Form Landorus is coming to 5-star race once again. Well, actually, not for the very first time. So, some legends arise from the power of friendship, while others arise from fierce rivalries. I can't say the word. The season of legends continues with Rivals Week, an event celebrating rivalry between Pokemon. Squirrel and Cloyster will be making its Pokemon Go debut, plus Tier Form Landorus will appear in a 5-star race for the very first time. When this event starts? Well, it starts on Tuesday, April 13 at 10 a.m. to Sunday, April 18 at 8 p.m. local time. Features will have the release of both Squirtle and Cloyster in Pokemon Go for the very first time, and I know Chris is excited about one of them at least.
Yep. I'm very excited.
I know, right? Then after that, we have Tier Form Landorus, of course, also making his Pokemon debut, which is actually the better of all the other Tier Forms that we have seen so far. The reason why we're doing this is because we're getting invited to, so. Hey, Terry's finally in the chat. It's been a while, my brother.
You know this man popped out for Com Day.
I know. We'll see when we talk. We'll definitely talk about him. We also have enjoyed the Global Challenge Arena. All trainers around the world can work together to win raid battles. And unlock a 2x catch Stardust bonus during the duration of the event. You can probably tell that this actually is got to get completed probably within the day or 24 hours within the event, right?
For Stardust, yeah.
Yeah,
your boy hopping in on that.
At least they're adding it with Landorus, the better out of the 3 Tier Forms anyway, so that I know people will go look for it. I actually personally want a hundo of that one for sure.
I'm definitely going to be rating it more than the other ones. Yes, I'm hitting up this one right now, but I'm definitely more excited about the Landorus.
Yeah, Landorus is technically what they say a powerhouse and everything, so that we'll see how it actually shapes the meta at some point. Plus a lot of more Stardust anyways. Then we have Pokemon's known for its rivalries will appear in Pokemon Go more often in the wild, such as Hitmonchan, Hitmonlee, Makuhita and Meditite, Zangoose and Seviper, and more. Can you think of other Pokemon that have rivalries?
I know you brought up one pair that I was very interested in, but just the fact that they're adding Skrelp and Clauncher, I don't know if that will be enough of the rivalries.
Well, I'm sure.
Are you bringing up the other Sweet Boys?
No, because
or is that just a possibility?
It was a possibility. I thought that those were the technically their rivals that were going to appear, mostly because of the technique the sneak peeks that we've been getting the last few days. So it's kind of, I thought that was going to be the case, but I was not expecting Squirtle and Cloyster. I didn't even know they were rivals for the very beginning. I guess they are.
Dude, I just got 6 extra large candy from that Tornadus.
Dang.
I didn't even know you could get 6.
Yeah, you can. It's better with weather boosted, I think.
It wasn't even weather boosted. That's so weird.
Yeah. So, yes. So, those are the Pokemon spawning in the wild. We also have in raids as well, like Nidoqueen, Nidoking, Zangoose, Viper, and more will appear in raids. So, we'll definitely see how that works out by tomorrow night. So, that's great. That's interesting. Feel rich styles, just like being able to encounter Pokemon like Scarab and Cloyster. I want to say Cloyster, but it's Cloyster. And then sources tell us the Tingle Rocket will be taking over Pokemon stops more often. The balloons will also be appearing more frequently. I wonder about that. Because I think that's
actually a good.
That makes sense.
That's actually a good time to talk about it.
Yeah, that makes sense. The next piece of news that we're basically going to talk about is that right now, Tingle Rocket balloons and grunts are actually taking a break, mostly because of a glitch that the game is having at the moment. The glitch is that once you encounter one of the balloons or any of them in the stops, there is a possibility that your game will freeze. More likely, it will freeze entirely. Your game will entirely not even try to work, and you have to reset entirely. I lost a lot of balloons until they finally, Niantic announced and confirmed that they're taking it away and for the duration of this weekend, I guess, or until further notice when they come back. So there is two little things that we're going to notice in here. The grunts are off, but the leaders are still on. And today, I finally got one Rocket Radar from the research on Community Day, and then I click on it by accident, just because I didn't know, because I was seeing them a lot. And the entire city was covered of them. Like, I don't know what the heck was going on. I never seen so many in my life.
You know what it probably is?
What?
The fact that they turned off the grunts from spawning. They just said, let's make almost every single a leader.
Yeah, that is a possibility that could have happened. Instead
Did you take a screenshot?
No, I didn't, but I know I should have. But that's the funny thing. I think that makes sense. That the grunts usually take over. The grunts usually take over the stops entirely. So if a grunt appears on a stop, the leader does not appear on that stop specifically for the day. But now that the grunts are completely gone out of the way, that means that the leaders have the more chance to take over those stops. So that's why we're seeing them everywhere. I know, you're in Pixelman mode for some reason. But that makes more sense. Now, they only take away the grunts. The glitch was also affecting the leaders. That's why I was not doing the leaders, because I knew my game was just going to crash. So it really depends. Now, they have to fix it before the event starts in 2 days.
Either that or they got to prolong the Team Go Rockets. I mean,
or maybe just push it a little more into the past the event time, I guess. That wouldn't be a bad idea. But they tied in a lot of things. Yeah, they tied in a lot of things through one or two things, depending on the event. So that was a good segue, mostly because we know what's going on in Pokemon Go. I have not seen a balloon. I have not seen a grunt. I've seen enough leaders, but they're not.
I thought it was weird the other day when I wasn't getting the balloons, and then you and C-Bunny were talking about it.
Yeah. So it's really one of those things that it's not that I miss it that much, but I do want to get my medal for it. So
yeah.
So.
Missing out on that shiny shadow chance.
Shiny chance. Oh man, people are really upset with that.
Between Skrelp and Clauncher, which one do you think you want to get more?
I definitely want Clauncher better because of its typing. Poison Dragon is actually a pretty cool typing.
Yeah, a poison or a dragon type that can take out fairies pretty easily is always cool. Now,
I have heard from another podcast the stats of it, and they're not that good. So it's not like it's going to break the meta, especially because of its moveset. But it has diversity, so maybe, depending on how you see it, it will be a possibility, Just a possibility. Aside from that, I think the other one is actually pretty good. What's the typing on Cloyster, whatever it is?
I thought it was just water.
I thought so too, but then, when I play Pokemon Masters, I don't know, it gives me anxiety.
I'll double check really quick.
The shiny though of it is actually pretty amazing. I can tell you that much.
Oh, I agree. In my opinion, it's got the better shiny out of the two.
I think it can learn Focus Blast.
It's just water.
Yeah, I think it can learn Focus Blast too.
Yeah, it's definitely got good moves.
Yeah, definitely. I'm getting invited to another race, so I'll definitely do that while we stream here. Okay. And yeah, that's interesting. So I hope you guys are excited about this because there's way more stuff that we're going to be excited to talk about in just a minute here. So we did talk about all of those news between the King Gold Rocket and the Rivals Week. It's going to be interesting. But here is what is more interesting at this point. And that is what's going into the game. What we're going to be talking about is, of course, data mining. And just to make sure, data mining is breaking terms of service. If you do it, of course, you'll probably get banned and you don't want to do it. However, reporting on the news of data mining is not breaking terms of service, so we're definitely going to cover it. So here are the news. Now, the last update has actually shown quite a bit of information about things that may be coming into Pokemon Go soon. And again, nothing of this is confirmed by Niantic and is subject to change at any point. However, here is the information. And actually, I'm going to switch over to the Twitter because I want people to see this.
Oh, yeah.
Excited about it. So...
Oh my gosh. It's beautiful.
One of the first things that actually shows into the game is a wave of Pokemon Gen 6 Pokemons are coming. Notably speaking, of course, we see Squirtle and Cloyster in there, but we also see things like the Pluffs, some other Bug-type Pokemons and other Grass-type Pokemons, Pachirisu and its evolution, Aegislash, which surprisingly, well, not Aegislash, but Honedge and the Dual Blade, I think it's called.
Yeah.
But Aegislash, I didn't see it there. Spritzy, we also see Inkay, some kind of Barnacle. The fossils are also coming, and then one, of course, specifically is Sylveon.
Oh, baby.
Halucha is also in the code. I want to say the Rotom Pokemon. I don't understand which one it is. The Fairy Electric Rotom. The Dene.
Oh, yeah.
The Dene, Gumi, and all its evolutions. The legendaries, the three legendaries, X, Y, and Z, Xerneas, Jabelt, and Zygarde. Yeah, they're in the code. They're ready to go. Oh, well, almost ready. But those are the
Why they gotta put the shinies out there, man? They're making me sweat.
Boy, I go in hand for Xerneas. I need a Hondo right here, right now. All right. Well, another piece of information they gave us was more Megas. Mega Evolutions.
Oh,
what?
Really quick before we go on, when they do add Sylveon, don't forget you guys can name it a trick to get your first one. And it's going to be Kira this time, Kira. So make sure it is the one you want to be a Sylveon. Do not just use it on a random Eevee.
Well, there's also a possibility that it'll tell us how we actually going to raise our Eevee for it to love us enough to evolve into a Sylveon, just like the Umbreon and Espeon counterparts and everything. So it's going to be interesting when they do, and that's come out. It is already technically in the game. If you put Kira, you are able to see the silhouette of Sylveon. However, once you click on it and try to evolve it, it will give you an error. So it's not fully live in the game yet. It's just partially ready to go. Which that means that Sylveon is coming to Pokemon Go very, 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 very soon. So we'll definitely keep an eye and on our social medias for those kind of things. So yes, I wish, Pippercut, I wish.
Kecleon win.
Kecleon win, I know. Then we also have, the Mega updates. We have Mega Kangaskhan, Mega Pinsir, Aerodactyl, Mewtwo X and Y, Sableye, Mawile, Sharpedo, Bennett, and your favorite, Chris, Mega Rayquaza.
Looks better as a normal Rayquaza. Don't at me.
Boy, come on. Well, they're adding all of this, which is actually interesting and to say the least, but
They want to make you confused what the next mega is going to be.
I know, right? It's like, okay, yeah, no, now it doesn't matter. Then we have another piece of information about a power-up Pokestop. Now, this is just like a tutorial saying how it's gonna work. It's basically like a gym. Just instead of that being or put a Pokemon in there, we'll just level up the Pokemon itself. It does look like it will probably give you more items, and it affects all players around when you get to the point. Thoughts and feelings about this, Chris? What makes you think? What makes you think how it's gonna work?
It's so interesting to me. Looking at the little thing next to it, has a little progression from normal to level 1 to level 2 to level 3.
Mm-hmm.
You know how gyms, you can kind of upgrade them to give you more items?
Yeah.
What if you can do that to these power-up Pokestops so they give you more items when you spin them?
That's true.
Oh my gosh.
That's true.
It's very interesting to me.
The last page says that, of course... Damn, Terry. Thank you. The last page does say, that everybody is affected by it, whoever walks around and things like that. So it really depends. How they're going to tie this in? Are they just going to let us, how many people actually spin the stop or things like that? Maybe it's the AR scanning that people don't want to do. I don't know. We're not entirely sure how. That will be interesting again.
Not the AR scanning. Anything but the AR scanning.
But it shows potential. And we'll see how they're going to take in that type of information. Then there is a few more things. There is also a Lapras wearing a bow tie. Or a ribbon bow tie, I guess?
Oh, I thought that was a April Fool's joke. What?
No, this is actually camouflage. So we're interested in what kind of event this kind of thing was going to come around. Maybe an updated water event?
Do we need more Lapras event? Do we need that?
Not really.
I don't think we do.
No, because they're never going to release a Mega Lapras anyway, so there's no difference.
So strange.
Yeah, it's interesting.
It is looking dashing, though. I can't.
Yeah, it's like it's ready for a party. Well, diving more into it, we got way more Megas.
Bro.
Mega Lakasam, Scyther, Heracross, Tyranitar, Sceptile, Swampert, Gardevoir, Medicham, Altaria, Absol, Latias, Garchomp, Lucario, and Audino have all been found with their 2D sprite in the game. No 3Ds yet, but there's also Megas for Blaziken, Camerupt, Glide, Salamence, Metagross, and Diancie, which is, of course, the Gen 6 Mega Evolved Pokemon, mythical Pokemon, so... I'm ready. Let's give them all.
Out of all of those, which one is your favorite one that you're looking forward to?
Definitely between Tyranitar and... I want to say Garchomp, but Gardevoir is pretty high on my list.
Okay. It's kind of strange. I'm actually looking forward to Medicham and Altaria for the most part, mostly due to PvP, even though we can't even use it in Go Battle League.
Imagine.
But they're all beautiful. Oh my gosh. The more you look at one, the more you appreciate it.
Yeah. There's also, the Gen 6, the Gen 5 starters, Mega Sceptile, Swampert, and Blaziken. So...
I just went to another dimension.
Don't worry about it, Chris. Those are pretty good. Swampert is my favorite out of the three, though, so... Mega Swampert when, please. But yeah, after that, we have a more Gen 6 updates, like 2D sprites into the game. We have the Flabébel, I don't even know. Flabébel? Something like that?
Flabébel.
Flabébel, in its evolution, we have Furfrou, which is the little dog that you can change the hairstyle on it. And all his other counterparts, so that's interesting. Closer, we already know Pukabu and his evolution. We also have Zygarde with 10% and Zygarde Complete as a 2D sprite. And, of course, Volcanion, which that's probably my favorite out of all of them at that point.
No, dude, Zygarde complete. I need that. I need that.
You need that.
Power Rangers power.
Yeah, and sorry about the technical difficulties, guys. Looks like our internets are not working as much as we wanted to. Chris is spacing out here for some reason. It's like, are you back here, Chris? Nope, he's not back. All right. I don't know what to do. I lost Chris. Hold on, let me see if I can fix this.
I think I got it.
You got it?
I think I got it.
All right. He's back. So, nope, he's not back. He just like pissed out.
Giratina just wanted to take me into the alternate world.
Into the distortion world?
The distortion.
We're not using a Giratina right now, so that really depends. Anyways, we do have the Gen 7 update too, so there's also some Pokemons appearing as a Gen 7s in the game for some reason. We got Rowlet, Purified, Toucan, Sandygast and its evolution, Cosmo and Cosmic, Solgaleo, Banana, Crossma, and Marshadow. Now, of course, again, take it with a grain of salt. They're definitely not going to release Gen 7 anytime soon. We'll definitely have it probably until the end of this year. But it's exciting to see that they're working on future events, you know?
It looks so good.
I know, right? I mean, we still have a lot of Gen 5 and a lot of Gen 6 to go through, so it's going to take a while. Unless they plan to release a lot of them on one sole hoop, and I'm like, okay.
It would be kind of wild to see them, kind of drop the game plan that they've been running and just kind of throw in more Pokemon. Well, you won't see them doing that, but you never know.
Well, okay, so we're hitting the 5th year anniversary this year. Usually when we have some kind of teaser that the starters or any Gen 7 wave is coming, and then following that, Gen 8, which is Sword and Shield, the current generation that we're at in the main series games, it's also coming pretty soon, just a year later or something like that. Year and a half later, probably. But their plan, or at least what I've been looking at, is like they haven't released every Pokemon yet. I mean, we didn't hit to finish Gen 5 before we hit Gen 6. And Gen 6 is smaller than Gen 5, don't get me wrong, but it's still, one of those things where we're like, where is every other Pokemon in Gen 5, I'm still waiting for Larvesta and Volcarona. Like, Niantic, just give it to me, please.
They're making us wait.
I know. So that means that the game has longevity out of all of it just for that reason. And they're not going to just drop everything at once just because they wanted to. Most of the sprites for Gen 5 are already done. Gen 6 is just working on. And Gen 7, they're looking ahead into the future. So we have a little bit of Gen 8 with the Galar form. So once they release the shinies, that's going to be another thing.
Dude, so many good shinies in Gen 7. I can't deny Sandygast. You're going to see me at the beach all the time.
Well, we do live in Florida, man. We literally see the beach every other day.
Dude, I don't go to the beach normally. I will be when that thing gets added.
Well, Julie might be happy every day now.
She'll be happy about that, yeah.
Yeah. So, yep. Some other interesting stuff going around. Some assets added for the Rivals event, which is coming pretty soon. Some Mega Evolutions and a badge for the level up mechanic that we talked about just recently. So, in all honesty, a lot of interesting things to happen. We hope that all of this will come into fruition pretty soon, but that's how the game works. And little by little, they'll be like releasing all of this information. So, I'm excited for a lot of different things. What about you, Chris?
I gotta say, I'm more excited about the Pokemon themselves than the Mega. Don't get me wrong, though. So many good Megas to hunt for.
Oh, yeah.
So, a lot to look forward to. I don't know. Personally, I always like filling the Pokédex.
Yeah. Most of the Megas are already in the code, so it really depends on a lot of other ones, like Aggron and all that, which we already saw, technically, so they're there.
Yeah.
Just working on it.
Honestly, just adding more types to use in raids, you know, to get that mega boost on other Pokemon. So like Gyarados with Kyogre, that is such a good pairing.
Yeah. Oh, we haven't even talked about those yet. Rayquaza was in there, but the Primals. That's going to be a different, interesting one. Because Rayquaza is a Mega, so we know how Mega Evolution works in Pokemon Go. But the Primals, those are completely different. They're technically Megas, but they're basically a different form. It's a Primal reversion, so they make it stronger, but they're just like how they're gonna put it in Pokemon Go. You know, that's the question everybody wants to know. You know,
they're gonna make us do the same thing probably.
It's a possibility. Mostly in
they're not gonna be like, here, we'll just give you an item.
I wouldn't mind actually.
I wouldn't mind it, but oh my gosh, wouldn't that be OP?
Too OP. Too OP. But yeah, that is all the information in the APK mine. Again, take it with a grain of salt, everybody. Not everything has been confirmed or posted by Niantic, so just make sure that you keep an eye on the socials once again, and we'll definitely go through them once everything comes into fruition. Alright, and there is one last piece of information. Well, this turn actually runs away from me because it wants to. And I'm actually not going to do another one because I'm kind of tired of that now. But yeah, let's get ready to rumble. PvP section, get good, get right. Here we go, Chris. I can only raise.
I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. I liked you saying, get ready to rumble.
Let's get ready to rumble. I wasn't thinking, but again, it was just like, I can only raise one fist anyway. So I'm like, here's the other one. It's like really sore right now, So
this is my first time seeing the ban list.
Oh, yeah. So the piece of news that we have in Go Battle League this time around is the ban list for the Great League Remix, which we'll be running tomorrow at 12 p.m. Tomorrow 12 at 1 p.m. Eastern Time until Monday, April 26th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Or Pacific Time. Sorry about that. The Pokemon's ban. Chris, you want to go through the list?
Oh, yeah. I don't know how they ordered this because I'm almost positive that the list wouldn't go in this order normally. But 1 is Venusaur, 2 is Raichu and Alolan Raichu, 3 is Marowak and Alolan Marowak. Not surprised. 4 is Azumarill. I don't even know why Azumarill's there. 5 is Umbreon. 6 is Skarmory. 7 is Swampert, 8 is Galvantula, 9 is Stunfisk and Galarian Stunfisk, and then 10 is Talonflame. So I feel like they definitely had to have chosen these Pokemon later on. Nobody was using Talonflame till the last week.
Well, the difference is that it's the accessibility of the Pokemons. A lot of us have been, since Go Battle League has started, we've seen Pokemons like Umbreon and, Azumarill, Skarmory, Swampert, just because of the accessibility of how much Pokemons we've been able to catch in the last few years, I want to say. Talonflame has been a powerhouse in the meta since its release with its Community Day move, and since everybody's been doing Community Day, everybody has a Talonflame technically ready to go for the Great League at most times, so... The ability for them to have done so many or choose Talonflame out of the list is because it just works, and people are using it just because they know they can use it. And if you have a good team, it's not gonna matter. You can pair up with a Azumarill, and you're basically almost done at that point. Some interesting one, of course, will be the Cantonian versions of Raichu and Marowak. We don't see those in Go Battle League, but because we have one form banned, they're definitely going to have to ban the other one just for other reasons,
it is interesting to see.
Venusaur, with the release of Superior, maybe we'll see Venusaur in the back burner for a little bit until this Great League Mist ends. Galvantula has been a powerhouse since its release too, and since the last event, we've seen a lot more. Skarmory, Swampert, Umbreon, and Azumarill, we've seen those every time. And then, of course, Galarian Stunfisk, or even regular Stunfisk. Everybody wants one, so everybody wants to use it.
looking at this, I honestly feel like Grasshole is going to see a huge resurgence. I mean, you're losing Talonflame, you're losing Skarmory, you're losing Alolan Marowak, one of the top fires, and like, dude, it's just gonna have free reign. It's gonna have free reign. So definitely be ready. Winter is coming.
Winter. It's more like grass. Grass is coming. The one, yes. So some of the Pokemons that people have been seeing really badly is the Grasshole team, which consists of Bastiodons, another Steel type in the back, like Stunfisk, and then most likely, what's the Shadow one?
Well,
Victor Bell?
Yeah, usually it's Bastiodon double grass. Usually a Shadow Victory Bell. There are definitely alterations to it. Some people run Stunfisk instead of Bastiodon. Some people run a different third Pokemon than another grass.
Yeah.
But usually Bastiodon double grass is like how they run Grasshole.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting, especially because Bastiodon is not banned, so there's definitely going to be a resurgence of that. Charmers, though, there's been a lot of charm Pokemon they're probably going to see its debut just because of countering things like Bastion. So the fighters are also going to come out.
I agree.
So it really depends. Bastion is good to deal with Grasshole a lot of times just because of Flamethrower. Charmers, though, they may have an interesting take of how to battle the fighters. And we still have Charizard as a fire type Pokemon, so it's not like we are losing all the fire types, but we are losing like the top ones for that reason.
Got that Shadow Mawile.
Oh, yeah, no, I'll definitely be using that probably, just because it just works, guys. It just works.
I think Medichamp's going to be really good. Oh, we can actually check the ranking.
Oh yeah, PB Poke. Shout out to the
PB Poke. Love you.
Always, always. So the rating right now on the Great League Remix. So we have Extra Large Medicham as the number 1. Oh, there you go. Bastion number 2. Registeel. I even forgot about that one.
I didn't think about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Defend Deoxys. Altaria. Boba Fett Extra Large. Cresselia. Machamp Shadow. Ninetales, Alolan, regular Bastion. So many good picks, actually. If you see about it, like the grass is just like plummeted. Like they're nowhere near the top 10.
I think, honestly, though, I think there's going to be a rotation. I really do think Grasshole is going to be one of the top ones.
No, you hear it here first, guys. See how one will go. Like, even Whimsicott is down, and if we check Victreebel is like, in Shadow Victreebel, it's at 215, so it's really down in the ratings, which is still good, because, it does a lot of damage. I think Medicham with Ice Punch is the one definite move on that one, so that's an interesting one for sure. So yeah, we'll definitely see those types of Pokemons more likely in the meta. So be prepared to battle a lot of Bastiodons, a lot of Medichams, a lot of Registeels too. So we'll definitely see that's going. Any more thoughts there on that, Chris?
No, I think we covered it pretty well.
Yeah, I think that we have more than enough information on that. We'll definitely cover more once the next one comes around next week. So I think that's everything about this podcast. Chris, do you have anything else?
No. Definitely a lot to look forward to. A lot of megas, a lot of interesting Pokemon added. I just hope that they think about all the Pokédexes we still need to finish for the other regions.
Yeah, it's an interesting how they're going to do the waves. So I just want Volcarona, so.
Dude, I want to finish that Gen 3. I'm right there with Paper Cut.
Yeah.
Get that Kecleon in there.
Yeah, definitely. So once again, I want to say thank you so much for everybody for listening to the podcast. Make sure that you check us out at any of the podcast services: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, iHeartRadio, and Stitcher, and many more places to go. If you can leave us a review we would greatly appreciate it. Just because, it's the best thing in the world there. Follow our social medias, myself at Pure Let It Go and Chris at Pokemon Trigger Please. That's PKMN Trigger Please. And then, of course, don't forget to check us out at theprofessornetwork.com/Purified Podcast. And email us anything at the purifiedpodcast@gmail.com if you have any questions, concerns, or any other things that you want to talk about it, because we love the game just as much as you do. All right, Chris, if you have anything else, how about you take us away for the night?
All right. Pure Letter and I, we fought through tooth and nail. Freaking crazy rain. We thought we were going to get blown to another dimension. It was insane. Hunting this calm day. But we made it through. We got our shinies. We got our hundos. Hope you guys got your fair share. And I hope you guys are looking forward to whatever the next calm day is going to be. Let us know what you got on Twitter. And hope you guys have a good one. Keep grinding. Stay safe. Peace out.
Keep grinding. Have a good night, guys.